What is up, everypone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at another My Little Pony Horror AU. This one is a heavily requested one that I've seen people bring up from time to time, and a lot of people have been looking forward to me looking into this AU. I'm quite positive you all know what Pinkie Senses is. It is a quite popular MLP Horror AU that I have not gotten around to. I have not seen it before. I am completely blind, and we are going to be going in blind. This is the creator to Pinkie Senses right here on the screen. So make sure to follow them, give them some support on their journey of art creation, AU creation, or anything really at all. And we're going to be jumping into Pinkie Senses and seeing what we've been missing out on. Alright, so here we are on the first slide of Pinkie's Senses, which is an infection horror AU. Late night snack. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Twitch, twitch. Twitch, twitch. Twitch, twitch. Okie dokie. It's a good thing I got us a snack Celestia knows we'd be tingling all night. I wonder when every pony is coming back. Pinkie's so cute in this. She's just looking around or observing it, although everything looks like a wasteland, and I'm guessing that's blood on the floor. Pinkie Senses, Part 1. Entries. Pinkie Pie, status is infected, patient 0. Stage is unknown. Health, sanity, hunger, and thirst are all unknown. She must be detained. Twitching constantly. Those were not gummy worms. Oh, Celestia, they're not gummy worms. Acts like old Pinkie. Unlike most infected ponies, Pinkie Pie shows no signs of rot and waste. Only 4 infected were found with similar symptoms. All 4 are deceased. Notes. Twilight's first entry. We don't know how long she had the infection. She told us that she had them since foalhood, but that obviously isn't the case. Infections like these spread almost immediately, and sometimes without one's knowledge. Miraculously, none of us, myself and my close friends, got infected despite being in direct contact with Pinkie Pie. This may be a sign of immunity, but we won't be taking risks. Day 1, I think. Hi, I'm Pinkie, and these are my friends, the so-called parasites. I love them so much. Wiggles to protect me. Worm party. Back when I was a little full, before I got my cutie mark, I made friends with some worms in my body. They kept me safe from harm, becoming my famous Pinkie Senses. Other ponies didn't know that my bestest friends, the parasites, were what kept all of us safe from harm. They loved them as much as I did. When other ponies got less friendly worms, I tried so hard to convince them that I didn't start the infection. It's not our fault. But they wouldn't listen and left me alone. I hope they're okay though. I do have to say, right off the bat, this infection AU is quite different. Sure, it is based upon a parasite, but it's clearly based around Pinkie's Pinkie Senses as well, and it's showing that Pinkie has those Pinkie Senses due to these gummy worm looking parasites on the screen. Sniff. Ha! Black screen. Okay. Pinkie Senses, Part 2. Rarity. Status is possible immunity. Health is 70%, not doing well mentally. Sanity is 50%. Hunger is 50%. We force her to eat. Thirst is 50%. Hydration is forced. Rarity hasn't been the same since Sweetie was infected. She's done her best to hold it together for her and often visits her little sister. I suspect it's what keeps her from offing herself. We always do checkups on Rarity due to her constantly letting her sister touch her bare hoof or tail. We told her many times not to do that in case of infection, but nothing will get through to her. I'm going to see my sister now. It's not your fault, Rarity. No longer takes care of herself. Tail stylized after visits with Sweetie Belle. She will stick her tail and sell for her sister to stylize, despite us telling her not to. Which I do like how Rarity looks here. That's a really cool design. Stage 2 on this paperwork here. So I'm guessing that's Rarity out here in the hall. And this is Sweetie Belle here, stylizing her tail here, as you can see. But she has like worms coming out of her head and her eyes and her mouth. Poor Sweetie. Another black screen. My Little Pony, Pinkie, oh, it skipped ahead. My Little Pony, trigger warning, Parasites and Blood, Part 3. Parasite history. The first to be infected were fillies and foals. The worms appeared to be gummy worms and tricked nearly everyone until the infection started to become noticeable. Dragons and Kirin are the only species that are completely and naturally immune due to their body heat being too high for the worms to thrive. Note, chopping worms into pieces will not kill them. Unsuspecting parent, eating random gummy worms off the ground is what the children are doing, and the parents just completely unsure of what to think of it, completely not suspecting anything. The worms adapt and later start spreading to the adults through direct skin contact. The worms would produce small baby worms that were microscopic and would burrow into the skin of the unsuspecting pony, leaving them with mild itchiness. Infection moves faster in foals and fillies. Cannot feel the worms, but are scared. And the parent is unknowingly infected and raw from scratching due to the infection that they've gotten. Stage 1. Subject appears normal. Slightly itchy skin that has a hint of a sweet flavor, but nothing extreme. Tastes like gummy bears, raw areas from scratching. Earth ponies, zebras, cows, and bison are a lot harder to detect. Same stage. Pegasus, griffins, changelings, and unicorns are immediately found to be infected. If subject is magic or a flyer, there are extra symptoms in stage 1. Magic will become weak or even stop working before stage 2. Wings stop working altogether, simply being dragged on the ground. The horn stops working, and same symptoms as earth ponies, and raw from dragging wings, so they can't fly and they can't use magic. Stage 2. Worms start appearing from the mane, nose, mouth, and in later stage, eyes. Despite the worms poking out and burrowing through skin, it seems the worms produce a numbing effect, leaving the subject with little to no pain. The subject is more fatigued but still has some energy. Shaky and weak, blood loss, hunched, rash, blisters and spreads, exhaustion, and leg spread to keep balance. And there is blood coming out where the worms are, as you can see on the body, right here above this hoof here, or this leg. There's a parasite digging into the flesh here causing blood, but apparently they're completely numb to it, so at least they're not in severe pain. That's bad. Stage 3. The worms start to control what the subject sees, hears, and smells. Sometimes they become blind and deaf. The subject isn't violent nor aggressive, but becomes more willing to come in contact with others. They will express the need for their friends and family, showing signs of depression and severe fatigue. Must not encourage, no matter how mournful their wails are. They are physically rotting at this point. Too weak to stand, dead worm on the ground, worms trying to leave the body, bile coming out of the mouth. You'll see them soon, rotting alive, and they say, "My babies." That's sad. That's really sad. And another black screen. Twilight Sparkle. Status, possible immunity. Health is 70%, sanity is 60%, hunger is 60%, and thirst is 100%. Completely sucked into her research. She's trying to keep it together for us, but we know she's not taking care of herself, along with Rarity. She wants to find Discord and Pinkie Pie, but we made her stay. The kingdom needs her. She has Gummy for emotional support. She's overworking herself. She says, "I'll be fine," and "Be careful, Spike." Oh no. She says, "Be careful, Spike," and he responds, "I'll be fine." and her eyes is red from crying. Spike, oh, Spike looks cool as shit. Status is automatically immune. Body heat is too high for the parasites. Health is 85%, sanity is 75%, hunger is 50%, and thirst is 64%. Spike has been taking up a lot of work involving leaving the safe zone while he is immune. There are still many other risks. He, along with AJ, Rainbow Dash, and Fluttershy, are currently searching for Pinkie Pie on Discord. He writes every day. He has scars from the Crystal Heart. He has gotten a lot stronger, as you can tell. Keeps infected wildlife away. I'm so proud of you, Spike. Thanks, Celestia. We'll find them. I promise. Fred. Nice to meet you, Fred. Status is immune. Health is 20%. He makes poor life decisions. Sanity is 0%. Hunger is 100%. Fries. Thirst is 100% full of juice. Random Griffin we found states that she's married to Megatron, who she says is a giant robot, whatever that is. Told me to write, sorry guys, your favorite characters might die. Also states that Queso is the best streamer. She may be dangerously and medically insane. She hates heights, she's hot-headed, makes questionable art, and she says LMAO. That's funny. I can just say right now, Fred is awesome, so. Pinkie Senses Part 4. Applejack, status, possible immunity. Health is 75%, sanity is 60%, hunger is 50%, and thirst is 40%. One of our strongest willed ponies around here. However, she is also closed off compared to before. Unfortunately, we lost the power to the element of honesty due to her change. It lays dormant along the element of laughter. It's not her fault, though. She's lost so much, and it's difficult to be honest and open up about your trauma when you're still living it. I'm fine, Twilight. Liar. She has a lack of sleep. She cut her tail short. She has wedding band used as a nose ring, and a matching gift from Big Mac. And she also has metal horseshoes. And I just gotta say, this is my favorite design of Applejack I've ever seen in my life. That is so cool, dude. Rainbow Dash. But not Rainbow Dash anymore, now known as Rain Dance. Very interesting. Status, possible immunity. Health is 75%, sanity is 60%, hunger is 55%, and thirst is 50%. Like AJ, Rain Dance has been deeply affected by the infection. So much so, she dyed her mane a dark gray and changed her name to Rain Dance. She doesn't say it, but I know it reminds her of the worms. Her loyalty element has strengthened since the infection, and she's trying to revive the element of honesty through supporting her wife. Okay. I'll talk to AJ. No pony knows her like I do. Poor dye job, hates anything colorful now. Wedding band used as a nose ring. More buff from working on the ground more. Drip pattern from dye. Covered her cutie mark, and hasn't preened herself. Fluttershy. Wings are silent here. Take a deep breath, everyone. We'll be okay. Her wings are powerful from constant use, and she has a strong nose. Status, possible immunity. Health is 80%, sanity is 55%, hunger is 65%, and thirst is 60%. Great with food and medicine, and her hooves are sensitive from underuse. She is also, or my apologies, I'm taking a look at the two things here next to each other. Shaves talons down. There we go. Now we can move on to the legitimate text here. She has taken the role of caretaker. Also tried to adopt Pinkie's enthusiasm to bring some normalcy back. Since the infection, she refuses to touch the ground. If she's tired, she will rest in the trees. She desperately wants to find Discord and Pinkie Pie, and refuse to stay at the Crystal Kingdom. And another black screen here. I'm guessing I don't have to say black screen anymore. I think the majority of these slides end with a black screen. Now we have a little video here. It does have audio, but we're not going to use it because I assume it's music. Warning, eye strain, unnerving sounds, sudden loud noises, body horror, worms, bile, and gore. So maybe we do need the audio. Viewer's discretion is advised. What the fuck? That poor dog. That's Winona? Oh, that's AJ's dog. Are you serious? Oh, that's so sad, dude. Winona's such a good dog, man. What am I looking at? What is this? What am I looking at? No, I don't need that. That's just music. I don't know. There is sound, but it has, I would assume that's copyrighted music in the background, and I do gotta be careful with that. It is a cool design, though. That looks cool as shit, but I don't know who that is. And I'm gonna take a look at the comments over here. Never mind, I know who that is. That is Princess Celestia, and I just gotta say, Celestia, you're not looking very good, are you? No. Very unfortunate. Now, that is the coolest design I've ever seen in fan art history. I do not care. That is amazing. This is Luna. Horn casts a magic veil. Her eyes are hidden. Other side is reflective like the moon. Status is healthy. No longer immune. Became immortal after defeating Nightmare Moon. Health is 63%, sanity is 90%, hunger is 30% from overworking herself, and thirst is 70%. I just gotta say, this is the... Oh my god, I gotta get that little play button out of the way. Luna, you're beautiful. That is the most amazing design. And is that her tail? I don't know. That is really cool. That's some really good artwork. I gotta give... my quirk is Fred. I gotta... Oh man. That's props right there. That's props. That's a good artwork right there. Princess Luna has been keeping us all sane by overriding our dreams and aiding Canterlot. She has been the one contacting Cadence and I. Celestia hasn't written a letter in a long time. Luna states she is overwhelmed with responsibilities, but refuses to disclose her health and status. As of recent, our dreams have been getting worse. Luna seems to be absent in her duty, but she has been sending letters here and there. I worry for both of them. Dear Twilight, there is no updates on the whereabouts of Discord. Things have changed around here. However, we still prevail. The army stands strong against any threat. I will notify you if my sister and I have a change in our health. Do not concern yourself with Celestia's health. She is fine. When she is ready, she will send a letter. Best regards, Luna. Do not stray far from the night. The sun's light is no longer safe. I had a feeling about that from the last thing we just seen from Celestia, who I would just assume has gone completely insane from the infection that's spreading. Chrissy? Ooh, that is one of my favorite characters. Then I will make it my priority that you will never have the privilege of satisfaction. That is cool. That is cool. Well, I gotta see that. Look at this. So Chrysalis looks terrified. Genuinely terrified. Like, I think that's either sweat or tears. Who is this? Is that Celestia or... Is that Celestia or Pinkie? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. That is crazy. Alright, Pinkie senses. Dear Twilight, it's me, Spike. We're doing okay. In fact, we found Zecora and Treehugger. They've been taking refuge at Zecora's hut this whole time and have been taking in survivors who got lost. They resupplied us for the journey and we finally got to sleep in beds for once. We'll arrive at Ponyville before we know it. And there's Treehugger, Spike, and Zecora. Just gotta say, Zecora, the mane's looking pretty cool. I like the curls. Spike looks like a happy, silly little guy here, and Treehugger looks great too. Treehugger, status, healthy. Pregnant. Oh, she's pregnant? Health is 100%, no morning sickness. Sanity is 90%, pretty chill. Hunger is 90%, and thirst is 90%. Has been living with Zecora. She is relatively the same she's always been. Extremely helpful when it comes to herbs and medicine. Her and Zecora build off of each other's medical knowledge. Need some Delta 8? I'll take your entire stock. Fluttershy is excited for Tree's baby, tired from collecting herbs, cured my flu, and cooks for the survivors. So, I think the Delta 8 thing is really funny because I think, like, the common thing is, like, Tree Hugger's a stoner and Delta 8 is, like, lab-processed weed, if I'm correct, but makes sense. Although I don't think you should be smoking that stuff while you're pregnant, Tree Hugger. That could be bad for your baby's health. Zecora, status is healthy. Health is 100%, cold exterior. Sanity is unknown, stable but likely affected mentally. Hunger is 90 and thirst is 90%. It turns out she has been living in her home throughout the infection. Apparently, infected individuals don't last so long out in the wilderness. Zecora has been helping lost survivors who couldn't find their way to the Crystal Kingdom. Unharmed, but more reserved, but still nice. She's definitely seen things. Only expresses herself around Tree Hugger. All these horses are gay, lol. Okay. It's making medicine for other diseases. I forgot we still have the common cold. Okay. And there's Twilight. She's happy. Okay. Got things moving in a positive direction so far. Just seeing that little smile on Twilight's face here. It's very reassuring for this AU. Now we have facts here for Pinkie senses. 1. In this AU, changelings are in mid-reformation. Not all of the changelings reformed before the infection, so there are the stragglers like the one shown in the rarity post. The changelings, reformed or not, are not enemies. Not when there is an infection that also kills them. Yes, that includes Chrysalis. 2. Celestia and Luna are stationed at Canterlot. The city was evacuated, leaving just the princesses, the guards, and a team of scientists. Celestia keeps in contact with both Twilight and Cadence to update the two on the potential cure they're working on. Yes, Celestia is in front lines of the operation and she's not going to be useless in this AU. That's cool. 3. The Griffins keep away from the situation for the most part. They're not a naturally immune species like dragons and Kirins, and would rather not get involved. They were never close with the ponies before the infection. So why should they now when the worms come from them? Some Griffins stepped up to help the Crystal Kingdom, but they are banished from Griffinstone. 4. The Kirin help keep with finding herbs in their forest to give to Celestia for research. Some are scientists and doctors who handle the worms and the infected without fear of infection. The infected like them simply because they don't hesitate to touch them and treat them like people. 5. Celestia is immune thanks to her sun powers upping her body heat. 6. Luna is not. 7. Celestia is not an alicorn. 8. Before Celestia sent Nightmare to the moon, Nightmare cast a spell on Celestia that made her unable to control her powers, hence why Celestia needed Twilight's help 1,000 years later. This spell has also been chipping away at her mind. That would explain why she's going insane. 9. Discord is the brother of Luna and Celestia. 10. Chrysalis was once an alicorn, tyrant hungry for power. She was discriminated in her childhood due to having both wings and a horn and gave back that energy tenfold. However, her tyranny was so cruel, it angered the god of creation, Celestia. Chrysalis refuses to speak of that day, nor does she wish to meet face to face with Celestia ever again. 11. Many of the villains you see that have existed long before have faced Celestia one way or another. None of them won. Some say she was merciful, but if you ask those like Chrysalis, she'd disagree. If she was merciful, she'd kill me. The threats have only started attacking Equestria when they learned she would no longer step outside her glorified chamber by her own decision. 12. Gilda, Ember, and Spitfire are heads of the search and rescue. They are considered the best group out of the rescuers. They have been bonded with one another throughout their time. 13. Dr. Redheart, previously a nurse, became the head doctor of the Crystal Heart Hospital to treat patients after Dr. Horse was infected. So that's some good information to have for this AU. More Pinkie senses. Rotten Butch, why are you back so soon? Your break just started. Wait, is there a leak? Why is there so much water down here? What the hey is going on out here? Uh-oh. 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 Oh, what is going on here? Luna is gone. What? Uh-oh. That's not good. So we got Pinkie Sensen's Radiant Origins. Many lost winters ago, the first Alicorn was born. Her heart was filled with love and kindness, seeking friendship among her peers despite being very, very different. Her gentleness and loyalty was endless to all in need. Unfortunately for Crystal, unicorns, Pegasus, and Earth ponies were segregated, and the idea that Crystal was a unified entity of all three had challenged their beliefs and way of life. So terrified and disgusted by her, the ponies persecuted the poor Alicorn. To the ponies, Crystal's mere existence was an abomination. Crystal was left distraught, having no pony to turn to. Her fragile heart was wounded beyond repair. Despite everything she did for those ungrateful ponies, they took pieces from her and gave her nothing in return. But like any pony who was mistreated by their peers, Crystal would eventually grow bitter with malice and fury. Soon, Crystal Heart would gain the favor of other ponies by appealing to some and striking fear into others. Ponies and creatures she had befriended would serve her without question. Some would even hurt others on her behalf. Those who dared to discriminate against her wings and horn were punished, soon placed in labor camps or humiliated in front of their peers. I don't know why I can't say peers properly. Punishments became more severe, bordering on cruel as rest of the village attempted to push back against their new dictator. Crystal's way of ruling did not go unnoticed. Word spread far and wide, soon reaching the shrine of the great god known as Celestia. She sent her ambassadors to bring peace to the newly founded Crystal Kingdom, but was met with their wings and horns taken. From her children. Oh no. Celestia was livid. After sending a message to the ponies, Crystal assumed she would continue her rule as a queen. She was wrong. If you wish to continue with your cruel selfishness, then I will make it my priority that you will never have the privilege of satisfaction. So that's Celestia towards Chrysalis. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay, that explains a lot. Okay. So we got extras from Pinkie Senses here. Luna's big-ass moon. I feel thirsty just looking at it. I wonder if it has water and if it is refreshing. Before. After. That's cool. Look at that. Oh, that's sick. So majestic. Trigger warning, gore in the next slide. Happy colonizer. I fool, poor Winona. Me and the bronies ganging up on my bullies. Trigger warning, blood and simplified gore in the next slide. You get what you bucking deserve. Understandable. The previous elements of harmony? These guys actually got lore. Their stories are bucking depressing, let me tell ya. Not very harmonious anymore, I guess. They're just fruity. Nothing to see here. Dear Crystal, it's on site. Love, Celestia. When I catch you, Ricky. Twilight's bed with a very nice view. It's actually comfy AF. Radiance Origins official symbol. You'll see it appear more. I love this song so much. It's called Lost on the Moon. Oh, it's the song playing in the background. Unfortunately, I can't play it. More Pinkie senses. Hey Twy, sorry to drop all formalities. What am I saying? I'm like your younger brother, but the moon is bucking huge. I woke up thinking it was day, only to come face to face with a big ass rock. Did something happen? Is Luna okay? Please answer when you can. That wasn't the only thing that woke us up. There were puddles forming around us. In Twilight, do you remember back then when we went out on a full moon to celebrate Nightmare Night? And I saw a bunch of earthworms going crazy, and you told me that full moons tend to cause worms and creatures to become more active? Apparently, gummy worms aren't an exception. Luckily, it's just the pre-adaptation worms, or the adaptation worms, and they were just wriggling around in the mud, so it will be possible, or impossible, for AJ Flutters or Rainbow Dash to get infected unless they eat them off the ground, like toddlers. But I think this is really, really bad news for anyone currently infected. There's the moon. And there's all of them freaking out because the rainbow gummy worms are starting to come out of the ground, and they're clearly distressed by it. And that's Spike holding one, I assume. Also, we haven't found any Kieran out here. They're supposed to be here, forging and seeking a cure, but there's no one out here. I think the moon scared them, or I at least hope. Better them running from something we all see than something we haven't seen yet. I'll update you later, Twilight, so be safe. And we got an actual black screen here. Now, last time I've seen a full-on black screen like this, somebody told me there's something in here, but it's too damn bright because of my window and I can't see. More Pinkie senses. Discord. What happened to you, Discord? Status, automatically immune. We cannot locate his whereabouts. Health, sanity, hunger, and thirst are unknown. Before the infection was known, Discord randomly disappeared. Some suspect it has something to do with the worms, but I don't believe a god like Discord can get infected. He's literally a god. But where is he? He wouldn't just ditch us. I know this because he wouldn't willingly leave Fluttershy for even a minute. I get more and more scared as I think about Discord. Tell her that I'm sorry. Where are you? She made me in her image. Collects Fluttershy's hair. I told you that in confidence. Do not stare too long, we'll go crazy. He has eyes everywhere, and he hovers. Okay. You're not supposed to be here. And there's Discord. And there's a gummy worm. There's Gilda, Ember, and I think that's Spitfire, yeah? Spitfire looks cool as shit. Ember, Spitfire, and Gilda are currently searching for survivors in areas near the Crystal Kingdom. They have been finding less and less survivors, and even less survivors that aren't infected. Ember is the only one who can physically carry and touch the infected. Spitfire and Gilda carry suits with them to help as best as they can. If there are too many infected that are too weak to follow after them, they will unfortunately be left behind. And there's Pinkie, Patient Zero. While Spike's group is making their way through the vast forest of Everfree, Pinkie Pie has been seeking shelter in Twilight's old library, which was rebuilt after the battle between Tyrek and Twilight. Pinkie has been reading through all the books out of boredom at first, but would find herself engrossed with a few old books. She's currently on chapter 2 of Radiant Origins, also found Candy to hold her off. Pinkie has been cleaning the bodies of animals off the ground in Ponyville. Winona has been leaving those messes for Pinkie. Okay. The air tastes sour. Interesting. So, Winona's trying to leave the animal as food for Pinkie? So is Winona trying to help Pinkie? I'm very confused about that. I don't know. We're gonna need some more info. That's... what is going on here? Oh my god. So we got a snake catching like a crow or something. And then we have Art, and I'm guessing that's Celestia catching Crystal. Wow. I have made a grave mistake. Okay. Did you know that stars are lonely? There's cute little Twilight. That those without planets are doomed to stare into the lights of the past, not knowing if the other stars are alive? And she's looking at that big door there. It is why stars believe themselves to be blessed with their own solar system, their own planets. Those stars are not lucky, although they are not lonely. They are cursed to face a reality that no star could ever wish to experience. So that's the moon and that's the sun. And that's Twilight looking at them. Loss. And the moon's going into the sun. And another black screen. More Radiant Origins. Chapter 3, The Wail of Equestria. 4 days after the Wail of Equestria. Dear readers, this historical text will not be written formally, but as a first account from some pony who has lived to hear the wail of Equestria. This part of our history is something deeply important to all of us, as it has changed everything. I would have written my own accounts in my own journal, but for reasons I will discuss in a bit, I cannot. To start, there are no living witnesses to retell what they saw. The few who survived are, how I can put it, brain dead. They are deaf, blind, and mute, but those with these disabilities are lively. These ponies are breathing corpses. Every pony else had heard the wail, the cry, the shout. It was heard all over Equestria. All that left us was Luna's banishment and Celestia's isolation. The thing is, ponies are suddenly forgetting yesterday. I approached a colleague of mine and brought up the wail to further discuss our theories, but he just looked at me, stared me in the eyes, and said, "What wail?" Him and others, when the correct me, when I told them about Celestia's sudden isolation and Luna's banishment, stating Luna was banished for a hissy fit, and that Celestia never left her shrine since the beginning of time. They told me that no pony had seen her very being. There were others that said this, but they expressed how paranoid they feel, like they're missing something. I tried to prove them wrong. I went to dig up a historical texts, but they too turned up blank, or rather rewritten. Even one of my favorite literatures, her ethereal luminosity, is completely different. It's not even the same poem anymore. No book can be trusted with the accounts of Celestia's physical appearance along with other historical details, all except this book. This book is under a spell that dispels all magic, including Celestia's. This means that it cannot be levitated, or alleviated, or written into by magic. You have to use your own hooves, mouth, or hands, if you're lucky. This may explain why the historical texts here are unaltered. I must protect our library. We must not forget. 2 weeks after the Wail of Equestria, this isn't some secret cover-up by the ponies like I thought it was. I don't know what or why, but ponies are genuinely forgetting everything before, or rather remembering false memories. Everything is changing, and every pony believes that it has always been like this. But I can't be angry at them. I'm forgetting too. I'm reading back on all of this today, or yesterday, and I'm finding that I claim to remember the Wail of Equestria despite no recollection of such a thing right now. I'm not one to forget, and I'd never write this down in such important books unless I'm absolutely certain of the events. Something is wrong. It's nagging in the back of my head. 1 month after the banishment of Luna. Dear readers, I have no recollection of these events whatsoever. Something happened during the banishment of Luna. I've asked around, got the same answers that confirm that no Wail of Equestria has ever occurred. I even searched for these surviving witnesses that I brought up, but I found nothing. I would have cut my losses and destroyed this chapter, had it not been for that grumpy old goat I spoke to this evening. Listen to me and listen good. He said to me, "Do not doubt that you have written in those books. Do not fall for this false reality. This is a curse. I have no physical evidence to back up any of these claims, but I beg of whoever is reading this to keep these words in the back of your head. Do not destroy these pages, as this could be the only link to a possible event. I do not care if it's labeled as fiction. All I ask is that you do not destroy these pages under any circumstances. Lauren Faust, Celestia Priestess, and Head Historian. And we have some down here. What's this say? Do you mind? Oop. Is that Discord? And that's Pinkie? What? Wait, what? More Pinkie senses. So you've been gone a week before everyone else left? Mm-hmm. So Discord's talking to Pinkie. And you're sure you're not eating the pages? Crunch, crunch. Of course not. Why would I ruin such important historical texts? Besides, those books are past their expiration date. Okay, may I ask why reading's suddenly important to you now? Apocalyptic towns can get boring from time to time. I'm sure you understand. Gulp. Okay. Equestria Geography. Canon/original MLP map. My version to be finished. So it does look a bit different here. It actually looks pretty cool. I like that. Size comparison. Original. Mine. So the original had like hills and the castle in the background here, but that's just no, it's over here further to the side, or that's a completely different area. So things are a bit different. Size comparison. FYI, Celestia's castle isn't in Canterlot. Got it. My Little Pony, Pinkie senses. So we have a building here, and Pinkie is looking out through the building with Discord. I don't see the point of sneaking around. We're the only ones here. Shh. And they're still looking. This is getting a little ridiculous for my taste. Why do I, the god of chaos, need to hide? What's gotten into you? Oh? I go to work in an hour. I'll get the continuation out later. Understandable. Understandable. Trigger warning. Body horror. Oh, it skipped again. Thank you. Body horror, blood, vomit, and parasites. Oh, God. Stretch. And he's looking around. Looks that way. Ah. Munch, munch, slurp. Oh, that's nasty. No wonder it smells like shit. Well, nothing a little me can't fix. Pinkie? Discord, no! Snap. Winona! That's vile. We are encountering technical difficulties. Ooh. How others with powers would be. So that's Twilight. Oh, it's like an edit. Okay. And we have one more slide here. This was made back in August of 2024. I don't know if this is the ending or it's just completely done for now. I have no idea, but let's get this final slide on the way. So Pinkie's now running along with Discord. Stop! Crack. Thump. Pow, bam, crash. Yank. Oh. Pap, bump. Whoosh. And now they're in the Everfree Forest. Drip, drip, drip. And is that Winona? Unfortunately, that's the last slide on this. Now, I do gotta say, this is an AU that was heavily requested. It had 27 slides, and we've been here for quite a minute. It's definitely been a bit of a longer AU, but it has a lot of really good art in it. I like the story, I like a lot of the details, and it even clears up a lot of things that individuals may question reading it. I gotta be honest, this is an A+ to possibly S tier based AU, and I give it all the credit in the world, and I see why people wanted me to look at this so badly. And I do apologize that I messed up my speech. Truth is, I suck with words, but you guys love it when I do this, so even though I mess up, I'm still going to keep trying. But I hope y'all enjoyed. If you like this AU and you want to give it a read for yourself, it'll be linked in the description down below. The social media links will also be linked in the description, such as my Spotify, which has all my music on it on Spotify. I have a new album, or EP, coming out pretty soon. Also, my Discord server is linked in the description below if you'd like to join. There's a lot of fun stuff to do in there. You can meet plenty of great friends. You can even meet yours truly whenever I'm on, and even do requests in there. And I'm more likely to see your requests through the Discord server than I am on YouTube, because I get so many comments from you guys. Also, if you are subscribed and haven't hit the bell icon, or you are planning to subscribe, hit the bell notification if you love the content on this channel. Just do it. You'll thank me later whenever I upload some fun content to the channel. It'll be there for you all to watch and enjoy. But anyway, that's all I gotta say. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!
Fuck this, I'm an evil person. I keep glitching out, I hope that I hurt him. Fuck this, I have no sympathy. 40's fake, 40's fraud, fake fuckers to beat. Fuck this, you have made me glitch out of reality. Fuck whatever you wanna be.